today. So I got out of this long-term relationship once. And of course, I'm very codependent, as we've discussed. So there was a woman I had known for nearly 10 years, but just friends.
Now, we had seen each other through marriages, divorces, children. She had been single from a breakup as well.
So we had been spending a lot of time together.
So what was originally a platonic friendship got weird.
So she had recently started this job that required her to
go from this to really fit. I mean, really fit. And she was already kind of like a voluptuous or kind of like a thicker woman. But this job had turned her into like Serena Williams. No, not that Serena Williams. Not the Ozempic Serena Williams. I mean Wimbledon Serena Williams. Super thick, abs, huge, built like a horse backside. She had gotten unbelievably fine. And like I said, we had been hanging out a whole lot of time.
So we had been spending a lot of time together.
And so I decided, hey, I should work my move. So I started being extra boyfriendy.
So being her friend since middle school, I knew how to
be the fairy tale. Now, what do I mean by fairy tale? See, everyone has this idea. Well, at least women have this idea of the way a relationship should go, the way a man should treat her, the way a man should be, and how the man should appear in her life without any permission from any man that she decides to be with. But there's a fairy tale component or aspect. And because we had been friends since middle school, I knew what she thought a man should be. I knew the flaws that she was oblivious about for herself, and the idea that she had in place for what happiness would look like. So I was the fairy tale.
So being the fairy tale, it was only a matter of time before she had
the bright idea to, well,
let's explore the fairy tale.
So of course the seed is planted and she has the bright idea.
So for the next month and a quarter, we're inseparable. We're in love. We talking on the phone all times of hours like we in middle school. She calling me at work. She's at work. Well, she's at work. And she's calling me back to back. And we're talking about nothing. I was thinking about getting my hair in French braids. And, hey, do you like my nails in this color? Basic nothingness that, men have to subject themselves to when they're, in the beginning stages of a woman's affection or love. You got to talk on the phone about nothing. But I digress.
So my master plan that I haven't quite mastered to be in love again is working like a charm. So here's where it took a turn. Asian lady at four-way stop turn.
For the worse. See, all the sob stories that she had told me over the years about exes and her ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends, and guys that she was seeing. See, when you're on the friend lens, or as a friend, nothing to gain, nothing to lose, but you're just trying to be there for a friend. You give advice. You're not considering the other story, the other side of the story, or the other man. And what you learn is, bitch, sometimes you the problem. But you don't tell her that because you're a friend. So the whole time while you were in the friend zone, you were a non-objective person giving her advice that could have very well been bad advice because she was, in a lot of ways, the problem. Maybe I was too.
In my best Creole accent, I say, she got really crazy. She called me from work and I missed her call. I explained to her that I was asleep, and she says,
You weren't asleep. Stop lying.
And then the Facebook statuses could start. Subliminals about relationships and men and why they lie and how men are all the problem, and just sharing a bunch of memes and videos. This is before podcast time, but I assure you there would have been podcast clips of why men ain't shit.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
She had me more stressed out than Kid Cudi with the cigarette and the umbrella right before the Diddy trial.
so finally I had to let her know that we need to talk.
And it went, well, how you think it would go? A lot of yelling, and you're just like all the other guys. How could you do me like this when you know my past or my history? And a lot of blah, blah, blah. Insert Charlie Brown teacher voice. And granted, I was listening and I understood, but then I also understood in that present moment the things that I had endured attempting to date her or love her in that way. Now, granted, it wasn't all her fault because, as I stated before, yes, I created an environment because I needed and craved codependency, probably the same way she did. I do feel like you get what you are at the time you are that thing. So this isn't a story about her fault or my fault, but rather both of our faults. But understanding that you can't believe every sob story because there's another side of the story. And also, you can't set a trap or play a silly game to get love or companionship, because it will indeed backfire. Because be careful what you're hunting, because it could also be hunting you. Insert credit for that quote. I'm not sure who said that first.
Moral of the story: be the positive outcome you want. You can't trick fate.
Funny side note, not even kidding. About 2.5 to 3 months later, I get a text message and it said,
What? I'm pregnant, so what are we gonna do about it?
And you have a family member who's injured or you yourself was injured, you can always call me. If I don't pick up, leave me a message.
Don't take it personal. Let's either agree or disagree or even just meet in the middle. People struggle with conversation these days.
So let's have conversations and find common ground. And let's meet in the comment section.
Subscribe to Jus'Black TV for bullshit and madness.
don't forget to like and subscribe and share.